Pictured is the front cover of Leviathan, or the matter, form, and power of a commonwealth, ecclesiastical and civil, by Thomas Hobbes. In Leviathan, published in 1651, we have one of the best early modern English descriptions of the deity of the modern government religion, what Thomas Hobbes called the Leviathan. Who or what is the Leviathan, depicted as a titanic giant towering over the kingdom? The Leviathan, the deity of the government religion, is the state, anthropomorphized as its own person or personalized entity.
In chapter 17 of his book, Hobbes explains the idea of the state as a person. In chapter 17, Hobbes tells us, "It is a real unity of all in one and the same person. The multitude so united in one person is called a commonwealth. This is the generation of that great Leviathan." Thomas Hobbes tells us that the state is a god, which is one person, and then goes on to reference one of the supernatural powers of the government religion, called sovereign power or sovereignty. In describing the state as a god, Hobbes identifies the state as a lesser god under the supreme god of the universe. These dogmas of sovereign power or sovereignty and the state as a person or a personalized entity can be found in the scriptures of the government religion. For example, the Supreme Court opinion, United States v. Cooper Corp., references the person called the United States. In the scripture known as 15 U.S. Code 1127, again we see a reference to the Leviathan, the state anthropomorphized as a person, here delineating the federal state as well as the individual states. In the modern-day American government religion, there are 51 Leviathan deities total, 51 entities regarded as sovereign authorities, believed in as articles of faith, figments of the imagination, supernatural entities, supernatural persons. The Montevideo Convention on the Rights and Duties of States is a religious covenant. One of the parties to this covenant is the supernatural person called the United States of America. Here in the terms of the religious covenant, we see another reference to a Leviathan entity, the supernatural person called the federal state. The term federal state, which is here described as a person in the scripture, refers to a supernatural person, such as the United States of America. This person is often depicted in the form of a graven image or idol, and children are taught to pray to this entity. The Leviathan, the state anthropomorphized as a person, appears repeatedly in the canon of scripture known as case law. In the religious fable called State of New Jersey v. State of New York, we find more examples of the state anthropomorphized as a person and examples of the dogma of sovereignty. This fable is spun in a legal opinion corresponding to a lawsuit in which neither the plaintiff nor the defendant are an actual natural person or human, but rather in which both the plaintiff and the defendant are supernatural Leviathan entities. In the Supreme Court opinion, Arizona v. United States, the supreme priests of the government religion tell a religious allegorical fable in which a supernatural person called the United States sues the supernatural person called Arizona, similar to the treatment given to the states in New Jersey v. New York. In the allegorical fable of Arizona v. United States, we see more of the same type of anthropomorphization, where the states are treated as supernatural persons or disembodied minds.